From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, February 15th, another incentive to approve the Blue Water Wind deal. Improvements may be coming to Rehoboth's boardwalk, and a very important Valentine for young drivers. Here are the details. Lieutenant Governor John Carney says the state has yet another reason to approve a deal between Blue Water Wind and Delmarva Power. WDEL's Carl Konevsky reports.
Carney says Blue Water Wind will partner with a local two-year college to develop a regional training program for wind turbine maintenance technicians. Carney says a program like that at a school like Del Tech would be another benefit to Delaware, since the wind farm would require a lot of well-trained employees.
I'm told that wind industry technicians fill numerous roles, including installing, inspecting, troubleshooting, and repairing wind turbines and their internal and external components, such as programmable controllers, gearboxes, and electronic equipment.
He says Delmarva Power's announcement that it's seeking proposals from other wind power suppliers doesn't provide the same benefit.
This is a real opportunity for the state of Delaware, for Delaware to get in on the ground floor of an emerging new industry, not purchase power from facilities outside of the state, where the state of Delaware wouldn't get the economic benefit of developing that industry here in our state.
There is a string attached. Carney says Blue Water will only go ahead with the training program at a Delaware school and the $150,000 grant that goes along with it if its plan for a wind farm off the coast of Rehoboth Beach wins approval. I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
State Treasurer Jack Markell says if he becomes governor, keeping you safe will be a top priority. The Democratic hopeful released details of his crime plan yesterday, including the creation of a Delaware version of the federal COPS program, helping cities and towns put 200 more officers on the streets by picking up 80% of their salaries for the first 2 years. Markell also proposes keeping children and families safe by extending protection from abuse orders from 1 to 2 years, and by toughening the state's drunk driving laws, including cutting the legal blood alcohol level in half for repeat DUI offenders. Markell faces Lieutenant Governor John Carney in the September primary for the Democratic nomination. A Delaware lawmaker wants to ban drivers from sending emails or text messages from cell phones. State Representative Deborah Hudson, a Greenville Republican, says the possible dangers of texting while driving deserve attention. She has introduced legislation in the State House saying texting is more dangerous than talking on the phone. The proposed law would fine violators $25, but it would not allow police to pull over for solely texting. Only 2 states, New Jersey and Washington, and the city of Phoenix, have enacted a similar ban. Mayor Baker strikes a chord with his audience. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
Rehoboth Beach's Boardwalk Committee plans to recommend a partial boardwalk renovation to City Council. An engineer's report found the top of the boardwalk is deteriorating, and some portions of the substructure haven't been rebuilt since 1962 or earlier. The proposal calls for renovations to a 3-block section of the boardwalk from Rehoboth Avenue to Laurel Street. It would be the first phase of a project that could eventually encompass several worn-out sections. The town has budgeted $1.4 million toward the expense. The Boardwalk Committee hopes construction can begin in November and finish by Memorial Day 2009. Some local high school students used Valentine's Day to remind their friends to drive safely for those they love. WDEL's Carl Konevsky reports.
Students involved in the Smart Drive program at AI DuPont High School handed out paper heart commitments as a way to drive home the message that safe driving saves lives. Bridget Blackwell, a junior at AI, says the message comes across stronger when it's peer-to-peer.
I think people can relate more from someone our age, and they feel like it's not like an old people thing trying to just make everyone perfect. and it's more like your friends are being like, don't be stupid and be safe.
Juliana Parro, a junior who designed one of the posters that hung in the school for the day, says the message tends to stick better when it comes from another student.
I think when their peers say it helps more, because when adults say it, they just tune it out. But when someone who's actually going through something their own age, they listen up. Smart Drive is a program developed by Delmarva Broadcasting in response to the tragic loss of teenage lives due to poor driving decisions. I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
Mayor Baker got to put on one of his other hats yesterday, that of jazz historian. The mayor presented a slideshow at the VA hospital in Ellesmere about the influence of African Americans on music, part of the hospital's Black History Month celebration. Baker spoke about people like W.C. Handy, known as the father of the blues, James Race Europe, one of the first big band leaders who helped create dances like the foxtrot, and Mamie Smith, the first African-American soloist to be put on a record. Baker says, unfortunately, many of the early pioneers never received a lot of credit for their contributions, like ragtime composer Scott Joplin.
He died penniless, too, because people would steal their music. They take credit for the music, and then these guys didn't get very much pay.
The mayor says he's a collector of African-American historical items, some dating back to the 1700s. The Flyers are streaking in the wrong direction. WDEL Sports and your Delaware AccuWeather forecast for the weekend coming up.
When it comes to flooring, great style doesn't have to be expensive, especially when you shop at Carpet One Floor & Home. Our 1,000-store buying power gives you the best prices on hardwood, carpet, tile, laminate, and more, including brands you'll find exclusively at Carpet One Floor & Home, like Liz Claiborne Home, Good Housekeeping with Resista, and Lee's, all with guaranteed installation and no payments for 1 year. See how easy it is to find your perfect style. Shop in store, online, or in-home, only at Carpet One Floor & Home.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
WDEL Sports, the Flyers' losing streak has now reached 5 games as Tampa Bay rallied for a 5-3 win last night. Steve Downey, Joffrey Lupul, and Jeff Carter each scored for the Flyers. And in women's college basketball, another tough shooting night for Delaware, as they led to a 48-42 defeat at the hands of Drexel. The Blue Hens hitting just 32 of their shots and committed 25 turnovers. They were led by sophomore Sharon Harrison, who scored 13 points and grabbed 6 rebounds. The Hens now 6-18 overall, 5-7 in the conference. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: clouds and sun today with a high of 49. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 27. Tomorrow is sunny, high 37. Sunday, sun with increasing clouds, a big storm heading our way, but it looks like mostly rain starting Sunday night with a high of 42 on Sunday. Get news updates throughout the day, Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM, and get WDEL News text alerts sent to your cell phone. Sign up here at WDEL.com. I'm Chris Carl. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.